Okay.
So it's out now,
Oh, it's
and it's
out. Oh,
yeah,
such
yeah.
a pity. I haven't seen it as yet. Let me
Oh,
quickly try and see.
please see it.
What
Please
are you
see it.
playing
Please see it.
here?
I
Yeah.
play
What do you?
Shakuntladevi's son-in-law,
Okay, great.
and
Lovely.
yeah, and Vidya is very, very special in it. Please have a look.
She
It's
is
really,
amazing. Yeah, she's amazing in whatever she does.
she's the love of my life.
Great.
I'll tell you, I'm upset with her. I'll tell you when we talk.
Okay,
You're
good.
good to go. Don't you're good to
Great.
go.
Wonderful.
Thanks.
So
Thank you,
let's
Ruchan.
start. Yeah.
You sure you can watch it? I'll wait.
No, no, no. It's okay. I think we have some people waiting as well.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
No worries. Thank you, ma'am. Good evening, everybody. Welcome once again to yet another amazing session of Tiffin Talks. Today we have none other than rising star of the film industry, Amit Sadh. With him, we'll be conversing none other than Kaveree Bamzai, a very senior journalist and noted author. Over to you, Kaveree.
Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to have Amit Sadh with me in yet another edition of Tiffin Talks. I've been watching his rather quiet and low profile, but wonderful rise through the industry. He's done a lot of interesting parts. He's been in on television. He's been in movies. He's now, I think, one of the biggest stars on OTT. And his performance as Kabir Sawant in the Breathe franchise is particularly spectacular because I think there's so much of brooding intensity that he embodies there that it's really wonderful to watch him on screen. So thank you, Amit, for being with us, and it's a real pleasure.
Thank you, ma'am.
I love what's behind you. That is clearly those are clearly your acting gods, Brando, and possibly the entire cast of Gangs of New York.
Yes.
So, Amit, really tell us. I've heard so much about your journey, partly from you in a really spectacular episode of TED Talks. I wish everybody would watch it. But also, I've been reading about this whole insider outsider debate. But I want to start today with your success as Kabir Sawant. How was it to perform this really intense character?
Thank you, ma'am. Just allow me before I answer you, because for me, this interview won't start till I share this with you and the viewers who are watching this. You know, there when we struggle and we make this list of things that we want, and then there are few things you don't even fathom because you don't have that luxury. For me, to be able to sit with you, across you, talk to you, and the kind words you're saying. I don't know. You know, there's something called blessings, and there's something called bonus blessings. So, for me, it's that. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So, Amit, talk to me about Kabir Sawant. What a wonderful character you've got, but not very easy to play.
Yes, ma'am. So, for see, when you talk about Kabir Sawant, uh, there's only one passage that I can start from:
Right,
director, writer.
right.
Because 4 years back, I was given this character. We spoke for the first time, Mayank Sharma and me, and it's been a 4 year journey. You know, and it's also something. It's okay. Everything is okay.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Okay. And then also there's a transition from season one to this new season. Uh, so that's one big part. So I always have to mention that the writers and the director, they kind of like are a huge part of what I become.
Yeah,
Now, in terms of the characterization, the process, and my being able to give everything
yeah,
to this character is 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 something that I would like to credit myself
right.
as an actor, as an artist. I've been able to give everything to the process, to the method, and to this character. And like you said, ma'am, it is painful at times. It is tiring
Yeah,
to continue being Kabir Sawant for 9 months.
yeah,
It is exhausting.
yeah,
And those are almost dark days because you don't have friends. You're pretty annoying. You are like, I'm the most annoying guy on the set, though people know that I'm trying to push and stay and keep the energy, you know,
mm,
and the space of the series and of the storyline and of my character in line. Uh, but I think there's no other way.
mm,
There's no other way. You know, we don't go on the set to check our Instagram and Twitter and to faff and to have coffee. We go there to create. We go there to kind of, you know, whatever preparation, whatever we've done backstage, to go there. And once the arc lights are on, we are on. So I don't know any other way. For me, the biggest kind of satisfaction, and it's been a big learning for me, because I'll share something with you, ma'am. My biggest fear is, because I work so hard, I always keep asking my directors, and I have this fear in me that will it get noticed?
Right.
Will it get seen?
Yeah.
Will people see that I have not slept for 5 nights to give that effect? Or maybe I've gone in my tunnel to feel that or that emotion to bring this effect. And right now I'm just humbled, and I'm actually, if you ask me, I'm just crumbled with this response, and
Yeah.
with by knowing the capacity of the world, of the viewers, that people are seeing it.
Yeah.
And that just numbs me.
No, absolutely. I think it's evoked a tremendous response. Also, I was speaking to Nithya Menon, Amit, and she told me that it was such a joy to work with you because, and she spoke of a particular moment in the series, and I think I know what it is. I think it's the moment in the restaurant where she said that she felt this electric current virtually between you and her, and she asked you, "Did you feel it?" And you asked her yes. You told her yes, and it was really just the whole, just the electricity of being in the character of both of you. Is that the restaurant scene?
Yes, ma'am. First of all, I think, ma'am, Nitya gives me far too much credit. She herself is a magnificent, like she is like a big ball of energy,
Yeah,
and her performance and the human being she is. And I think all this stems from the understanding she has about life, you
yeah,
know, and the warmth she has. And she's an artist, you
yeah,
know. You see, you've spoken to her. I just love
yeah,
the things she talks. She doesn't say your hair is looking good, your clothes are looking good.
yeah.
She doesn't talk all that.
She
And that's why I
doesn't
do that,
care. Yeah,
you know. And to be honest, that is a special scene. We did it. And unfortunately, on set and stage, action and cut, I am pretty heavy-handed, and I come with that aura. I apologize to people after pack up. I feed them food and jalebis and biryanis, and it's like, you know what? I'm sorry, but there's no other way. I love you, but you know. So that day, yes, we finished the scene, and I wanted to go and tell Nitya, and this is the first day I've kind of properly interacted with her. First shot, first scene, first interaction. How do you go to such a good actor and say, I'm feeling something? She'll say, this is a new pickup line.
that's true.
So I kind of sided away, and I was kind of just cherishing something happened. Something has happened. This was so nice.
Yeah.
Wow. I've not felt like this as an actor. I always wanted to feel this. So while I was going to, and Nitya is like, she doesn't care. She just came to me. I felt this. Did you feel it? I felt it too.
So that was, I think, a special moment in the series as well, because that's the first time you meet as well, isn't it? Yeah, sort of. I think that's the
Yeah.
first time you properly talk to her, and it really is electric. And she said that throughout the series there was such good energy on the set that it just felt that the parts were just ready made for everyone.
Yes, I think one thing I would really like to compliment everybody on in Breathe. We are equal shareholders.
Right.
We are all equal in Breathe, and the credit goes to everybody.
Right.
Producer, Amazon, and we set that pattern in season 1.
Yeah.
With Maddie sir, with Madhvan, who I really respect and look up to, and all the actors. And then in season 2, there was Rishikesh sir with me, and then this new cast coming in of
Yeah.
such talented actors. And what I am happy about this setup and this Breathe family, that we all take ownership in what we do. We all are equal. We set our baggages in home or sometimes in our trailer, but when we come on the set, we come and we play our parts.
Right. How rare is that in the industry, Amit? I want to
Impossible.
ask you. Yeah, that's the unfortunate part, isn't it? When you talked about checking Instagram, Twitter, I think a film set is more inclined towards that rather than this, isn't it?
Ma'am, I don't know if I'm hated for this. I like to believe, at least on my Breathe set, I know that my director and my crew and all the ADs and my producer Vikram sir, they all kind of, I like to believe that they cherish this about me. But my whole thing is that if you are on a set, you've been paid for your skill and to deliver something. And and I'm so glad and I'm so happy that, man, we're having these conversations, because over the years in my short career, people were just interested to know who was the most mischievous on the set. People were like, who played the most pranks. Like, dude, are we like in kindergarten? Are we in school? I don't even remember after 8th grade that I was doing pranks.
Right.
Why would I do pranks when I play Kabhi Sabha or when I'm filming? Do you do pranks? Or does a banker go and play pranks? You know what? I'm going to cut 1 0 off this check
Right.
today. No. Does a chef do a prank that, you know what? Aaj main isme namak zyada dal deta hu? No. Why does the world think that actors get time on set to do pranks? Unfortunately, that is what it was represented.
Yeah.
And I'm just so grateful. I'm grateful for the strong voices like yours, ma'am, and that you guys are asking questions and showing that it's hard work.
Yeah.
It's hard work. So
And it's hard work even being in the industry, Amit. And this year, particularly, I have a very good feeling that your career is just about to, you've been around, people have seen you, they've loved you. But there's something special about this year. You're in Avrod, you're in Shakuntladevi, you're in Breathe, you're in Yara, you're everywhere. Do you have a good feeling about this year?
uh, no, I just have a good feeling.
Yeah.
you know. But it's just that when I get very excited and happy about so much of my work coming out, I'll be I'll be such an idiot and such an insensitive human being if I forget that this year is also one of the hardest years for
Yeah.
all of us. What I'm happy
Well
about,
said.
ma'am,
Yeah, well said.
yes, but I'm happy about that. I'm getting to talk to you.
Yeah.
So we can, through our interview, through our chat, if few people can smile and be happy about, I'm
Yeah.
hopeful. I'm happy about that.
Right.
People watching my work, and this work is with such different teams.
Yeah.
So that's another set of happiness. So many more people have something to look forward to. Fans, their fans, that people I'm working with, their families are looking forward to something. So if I can be a small catalyst or small part in driving this force in these times for people to smile and be happy and talk and share and
Yeah.
watch and be on Instagram and Twitter, blah, 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 that I'm very happy about. And yes, I would say this honestly, I've been reading comments, I'm connecting with fans, I'm getting to speak to people that I always wanted to speak to. Uh, I'm grateful.
Hmm.
I'm grateful. I'm grateful for uh, the attention everybody is giving me. And have I arrived? Have I become a star?
Hmm.
Ma'am, I've never got stuck into these things by
Hmm.
God's grace.
Hmm.
I'm just an ordinary person. I wake up, I will go to my set, I will finish my job, and I'll come back to my dogs and my family and my friends. I just want to keep it very simple.
Yeah.
I'm happy that there's an audience today, and I hope the producers and this industry sees that. I hope they can see my talent, they can see my hard work, and give me more work. For
Hmm.
me, it's just very simple.
When you speak like that, I have to, of course, raise the issue of Sushant, because, in a way, you three, Raj Kumar, you and Sushant, began in Kai Poche, which was such a wonderful film. And I think your bonding in that film could not have been, restricted to just cinema, because there was something, again, quite electric about that, about that movie. Would you like to talk a little about him, especially since we don't have him anymore?
Ma'am, we have him. We
Yeah,
will always have him.
yeah,
Yes, we don't have him physically,
right.
but we will always have him. I will always have him. And like you said, ma'am, what we created, what we were able to create, Raj, Sushant,
Yeah.
me, and of course, we only talk about the boys. There was Amrita too, who
Oh,
was
yes.
so
She was
nice.
so
She was
good.
a big part. She was a big
Yeah.
part of Breed.
I,
And
thank you.
but
Yeah, she was excellent in it.
yes, but ma'am, and I have like that was not acting.
Hmm.
Like at that time, Raj, Sushant, and me, we were like this.
Yeah.
And I think we were at our purest as human beings, as artists, you know, and that bond, I mean, that bond will be remembered. You know, I will always remember that,
Right.
and I'm sure Raj will always remember that. I'm very close to Raj as well. Apparently, he called me yesterday, and we had a heart to heart, you know, and um, yeah, I mean, I could
Yeah,
say
it
so
must
much.
be. Yeah, I know. It must be difficult to talk about someone you've lost and you've known very well. That must have been at least a year of your life, spent so closely together. So I can imagine. But Amit, you have been in very dark places yourself. How have you managed to overcome that? I was watching your TED talk where you said at 16 you wanted to commit suicide. I can't imagine.
I tried
And
4 times, man.
4 times.
Yes, first was Gomti Nadi bridge in Lucknow.
Right.
Second was no, sorry, my bad. So yeah, first was that. Second was Almora NTD. There's a place called NTD,
Right.
Upper Almora. And third was Benetton showroom, South Extension, white building where I was a security guard. So I walked up. Three. And fourth was INA. In Delhi, there's a place called INA
Yeah. Market.
Market, Kidwai Nagar. But at that time, I was selling shoes in Nike in Connaught Place. I had become a assistant salesman.
Right.
So that was the fourth time, and that was on a railway track. And I still remember that day. I saw a train coming, and I just got up, you know, as if nothing, like as if I'm not going to do it. And that day, I knew I will never do this again,
Yeah.
and I will fight.
Right.
And I started my life again.
Right. But what pushed you to that, to such a dark place, Amit? I've read that you ran away from home, and you went to such a great school, and yet something obviously happened when your father passed away, I presume. But
Yeah,
what?
I would like to share my story one day, ma'am. Uh, because now I will see it now because I see it from light. I don't see
Yeah.
it from dark.
Right.
You know, and a lot of my friends, people who are close to me, they think that my story, can bring hope to people.
Yeah.
You know, and it can be a good case study.
Mm.
And I'm ready to share. All I can say is that childhood was dark, violent, angry, and I had so much anger. I was in a boarding school. I just, it was just, I was just an unhappy person. But uh, to be honest, I'm writing on it. It's also very therapeutic to write about your past.
Yes, I believe a
And
book is in the works.
yes, I want to read your book, ma'am. No secrets. I would
No
love to.
regrets.
No regrets. Sorry, no
Yeah.
regrets. No regrets.
Yeah.
No regrets. Yeah, I would love to get a signed copy from you.
For sure. But I think yours should be called No Secrets. I think that will be interesting too. But it's called Listen.
I
Uh,
have two names. I'll tell
huh,
you, I've never shared this with anyone. I'm telling you this to you right now. I have two names, and I'm just confused. Maybe you can help me. One is called Nobody's Listening,
huh.
and one is called My Postcard.
Okay, nice one. So it's sort of postcards to yourself in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, your journey has been quite extraordinary, security guard in Benetton, then one of the guys there tells you, why don't you try to be a salesman? You go to the Jordache
Yeah, there were two
store.
guys there, Vipin, and Vipin, I think, is in London now. He's
Okay,
married and there. And there was this guy called Gaurav. And the day I was committing suicide or thinking to jump down, and
right.
South Extension में अभी भी है, but पहले तो मैम पीछे there were these wires,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
telephone. So I
Right.
actually was thinking, I always had a thinking actor's mind, I think. And I'm saying, यार इसमें तो हाथ पैर टूटेंगे, मरूंगा नहीं. And by then, Gaurav came, and Gaurav's dad was in the army, and he got some food. He said, "Hey, bro," and I was like, just looked at him. I would love to picturize a scene like this in a film because
Right.
nobody can do this shot better than me. And then he gave me food. He said, "My mom sent some food for you." And then that they both told me, he said, "Your English is so good. You're from La Martiniere. Why don't you do a better job?" So then behind that, there used to be a store of this person called Vicky Bhaiya, Vicky Oberoi. And then Vicky Bhaiya, I went there in my security guard dress only, and they were like stunned that, security guard talks this language or
Yeah.
can speak nicely. And then they gave me those menial jobs, cleaning, dusting, blah, blah. I started learning things there. And somebody there, their best friend, Shovik Bhaiya, told me, Are, you know what, I'm going to call Nike, go do an interview there. You speak so well, you will learn. So just somebody kept helping me. Somebody kept giving me a baton. Do this, do this, do this, do
Absolutely.
this, do this. And that's why I just think when you become successful or when you become better, happier, more at peace, there are two things that happen to us, and I'm very conscious about it. We just forget the million people who have helped us,
Yeah.
and we start crying
Yeah.
for what we didn't get. And for me, I don't want to become that person. I want to wake up every day and spend my day thanking people for what they've done to me, for what they've given to me, and rest what I want, my God will give me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So well said again, Amit, because I think when we talk about the little cruelties that are inflicted on us, the how insiders, outsiders, how insiders treat outsiders, we tend to forget the kindness of people as well. People are kind, and if you ask for help, they do give it to you. It's not that, everybody is cruel or
Yeah,
everybody
it's
is
just,
unthinking.
I think there's something very cunning and conniving in victimizing yourself.
Yeah.
I think there's a very, very personal vendetta or personal, there's something, there's something wrong in it. I will never do it. And I hope people who have achieved or people, because we all, especially artists, we all came from nothing.
Right.
So is this industry so bad? Is
Yeah.
everybody in this industry so bad?
Yeah.
Like, really?
Yeah. I mean,
And
I-
that gratitude, that gratefulness should always be there. And I just think when you're criticizing something, you're criticizing a process or a part or a segment of society, people, culture, industry, you have to be fair. You just can't like brush it off and ridicule, oh, everybody's like a, beep, beep, beep. So, but I would never be that person.
yeah.
Like I can't. Like Mr. Amitabh Bachchan casted me for Sarkar 3.
I was about to come to that. How was
He
that
casted me.
experience? Yeah.
Ma'am, I don't know, ma'am. Ram Gopal Verma called me, and you know how Ramu sir calls, how he'll hate me for imitating him. Like, oh, Amit, how do you know Mr. Bachchan? Bachchan, you know Bachchan, Mr. Bachchan? Because he wants to cast you. I don't even know who you are. I said, sir, no, I don't know Mr. Bachchan. I had met him with Sujit Dada once.
Right.
Long story short, I got the part. He later I got there's a Amit Roy who shot season 1. Sorry, I'm always into season 1.
Yeah.
who shot part 1 and part 2 of Sarkar.
Right.
And he came and told me, he said, you know what, Mr. Bachchan has put it very clear. The studios are saying we want a bigger A-lister. We want a bigger person.
Right.
And Mr. Bachchan said, no, he'll play Chiku. He's the best part.
Yeah.
And I got the part. And ma'am, when I found out, when Ramu sir told me, then I went to Bachchan Saab in his trailer. I touched his feet. I said, sir, thank you. Nobody has done this for me. And he like, oh, no, don't tell anyone. It's okay. No. Don't push. Oh.
Wonderful.
and I told him, ma'am. I said, sir, ye to main puri duniya ko bataunga. I'm sorry.
But see, that's it. And by the way, you're a great mimic, Amit. I didn't know this about you. You seem pretty good at it. But also, then you were in movies like Sultan, and these are not minor parts. They may have seemed small, but they were very powerful. And, you're up against, again, Salman Khan at his height.
Can I say
Sultan
something?
is such a wonderful film. Yeah.
Can I say something if you don't
Yeah.
mind?
Sure. No?
Ma'am, when I do a part, when I play a role, I'm not against any person.
Right.
When I
Yeah.
do a part, there's an amazing writer who's written an amazing book called Intro.
Uh-huh.
There's a very big British playwright. His name is John Keeson, who became a very big teacher eventually in America, an acting coach.
Right.
And I learned that there are chapters in his book, and the book is called Improv.
Okay.
And there's a chapter in it called Status.
Uh-huh.
So there are two. Either as a human being,
Yeah.
you play status. I think a lot of Indian actors and artists play status, real life status.
Right.
But you should not bring real life status.
Right.
But you should anyways, because everybody's equal.
Yeah.
But from acting point of view, I bring status. I play my character. Whatever is the status of my character,
Right.
I don't leave it.
Right.
And I don't care who's in front of me.
Right.
And that allows me to play my character well. Of course, after cut, When you're in front of Salman Khan, I freeze. When you're in front of Amitabh Bachchan, I freeze.
Right.
That's me.
Yeah.
But when I'm playing a part, I don't think about it as I'm up against that, because you're not up against anybody.
Anyone. Yeah.
Your character is in conflict with another character.
Right.
And I'm very grateful to my teachers, and even teachers in India like Tigmanshu Dhulia. Tigmanshu sir is a big teacher. He's taught me a lot about acting.
Right.
Robert Elliman, you know, there's been a great influence of acting. A lot of people in India and outside who've helped me teach like this,
Right.
to think like this. So I'm sorry, I just wanted to
No.
say
I
that.
think that's beautifully put, and I must use this somewhere. But truly, you seem self-taught, and you've read a lot. You obviously listened when you had to. A trait that a lot of people don't have. They tend to not listen. Uh, so over the years, how have you sort of crafted your process? How do you approach a character?
So, ma'am, this is a line I'm bored of saying, but I have to say it because it's a big. That's the start of the paragraph.
Huh.
There's a method to the madness, and there's a lot of madness to the method.
Nice one.
You know, so coming back to process, ma'am. You know, so I can't do a silly role
Right.
and just like of no effect frivolity and say, you know, I had a method, I had process. People say, where? I didn't see method process anyway. So instead of talking about method and process, I like people watching it and saying, oh, he was big there, and now for 2 scenes, he's lost 10 kgs. So a fan of mine who's almost now a very dear friend,
Right.
you know, and that's the beauty of life, how your fans become your friends. And she messaged me, there's one scene in Breed 2 where I had lost about, just for that segment, I lost 12 kg because I had to look like season 1.
Right.
And I did it.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. And my studios, my producers and my EP told me, it's okay, कुछ देखेगा नहीं कर लो. I said, नहीं, लोग देखेंगे. और मैं झूठ नहीं बोल सकता, मैं करूँगा. My director, Mayank's wife called me. She said, Amit, why are you doing this? I said, because they are just two wrongs don't make a right. So they're not giving me enough time.
Right.
But I can't, will you write a warning there? You know what, Amit is looking the same. He was supposed to look 10 kgs lesser, but we didn't give him time.
Right.
So it's my bad luck, but I'm going to go do it. Again, the saving grace is that it's being watched, it's being seen. So process is something, if you really ask me, it's my dream. It's my dream that one day I want to become an actor, an artist of that caliber, that, that people would want to know my process. They would like to know my process. And for now, I would just say, ma'am, I do put in everything, because in my life, my work, art, cinema, and I'm not saying acting, art, cinema, becoming these people, they play a huge impact in who I am, in my evolution, and I give everything to it.
Talk a little about Shakuntladevi. Unfortunately, I didn't get to watch the trailer, but I've been hearing good things about it. How was it to work in that movie, directed by Anu Menon, with Vidya Balan, who's so amazing? You play her son-in-law, you were telling me. How
Very
was,
upset. Very
how
upset
was
about
that?
it. Very upset. I've made it very clear with her कि ये नहीं चलेगा, ये को ना छोड़ो. But it's a special, very special film for me. I have a special part, and it's this movie is like made with a lot of great women, on the set and off the set.
Right.
And I didn't mind, because I was in between so many talented, beautiful, amazing women. So I had the best time, man.
Yeah.
I wish I had more days on that set. On a very serious note, Anu is a brilliant director.
Yeah.
I'd like to consider now a friend. And she's very passionate at her work, and she's just a very passionate, lovely human being. Talking about Vidya, I don't know how much more to say. I love her. I love what she does, and I love the human being she is. And I think this is one of her best works. And we all are very excited. We are excited for this film. It has some really beautiful, characters. And what I like about Shakuntladevi more, of course, it represents the world of Shakuntladevi and the imagery and the kind of the larger than life persona that person was. But also, I like the way it's interwoven with other characters, families. I think it's a very nice, colorful, happy summer film.
Hmm. I'm glad. I think after Tumhari Salu, which I think is one of my favorite films, it'll be lovely to see Vidya again on screen. I want you to talk a little about Gold, Amit, because I was wondering whether the fact that your father played hockey had any, when you were making that movie, did
Yeah.
it have anything to do with how you performed?
Actually, ma'am, I, I so I am dedicating abroad to Dad because Dad wanted to see me in uniform.
Oh,
But for the hockey, I dedicated hockey to Lamartine, my school, because they never let me play hockey. Because whenever I took the hockey, the only time I was very, very, like my time in the boarding school in Lucknow and Lamartine was violent. So the
right.
only time I took the hockey sticks was to,
Beat people
you know,
up.
or fight. No, not beat people up. Stand. Our fights were always, we always stood for something, but we stood
Okay,
hard.
right.
And for me, it was like I wanted to give a tribute, and of course, Dad, I'm sure, must be happy that that I did play hockey. I worked so hard. I used to do extra sessions. Producers Shivani and Seher would call and get upset because the physio would tell them that he's doing more. There's something wrong because And then they found out that I was doing extra sessions with other people.
Right.
And my whole thing was that in the film, I'm playing KD Singh Babu.
Yes,
In Lucknow, I've gone to KD Singh Babu Stadium. I know who
absolutely.
KD Singh Babu
Yeah.
was. So I said, dude, and in the film, your narrative says he's the best hockey player.
Yeah.
So I have to be the best hockey player. So for 6 months a day. And then one of my favorite actors, whose film called Southpaw, released a couple of, his name is, I can't pronounce his name well, but Ganagal.
Right.
I always get it wrong. And I read an interview of his where um they asked him that, um, actually, no, I'm sorry. That was not that. I'm losing my thought. There's a film called Fighter, which is the most authentic film made on boxing. Kristen Bale
Christian Bale. Christian Bale.
and
Yeah.
and Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
Kristen Bale won a supporting actor Oscar on it.
Oh, yeah.
And when they both were interviewed, they said, "How did you learn boxing so fast?" So Kristen Bale said that, you know what, that we just put boxing ring behind our house, and to do what we could have done in a year and a half, we trained extra sessions.
Right.
So I had remembered that. So I said, you know what, to become a better hockey player in 6 months, I had to do extra sessions. And it was nice. It was nice when it came, and that people noticed it.
Right. You worked with some fantastic directors, great actors. Um, is there something that you've learned from each of them that you would like to share with us? Apart from, of course, mimicking Bachchan.
No, I didn't mimic him. I mimicked Ramu sir.
A little of Bachchan as well. But what have you learned from each of them? Is there a work ethic? Is there something that you've added to your craft? Is there anything that you've picked up?
I'm always speaking up. I have this. I've opened my subconsciousness.
Right.
It's always open. It's picking, and it is a filter system. I wish I could write a book on that. It's picking, and I have so much faith in it. Now I've left it. I don't judge it. I've just left it.
Right.
And now I'm learning how to have better access to my consciousness, because that's the passage, right? Your subconscious and your consciousness.
Right.
So I'm always speaking, ma'am, but I'm just saying that I've picked everything. Even with Arshad Bhai, I picked something. They all are very special. They all have something. Akshasa has so many qualities, and I think I've been very fortunate. I've been very fortunate to work with such good actors, such good performers, and like a Raj. I'd learn a lot from Raj. Like, Raj is my friend, but I would consider him as well one of the best artists.
Yeah.
Manoj Vajpayee, he has a huge impact.
What,
You
in
know,
what sense? Just his single-mindedness?
Manoj Bhai, I think what I think, ma'am, in the last 20, 30 years, he made a path.
Yeah.
He made a passage or a bridge for actors like us to come and walk on it. And whenever I meet him, I tell him, I say, "Aapke raaste mein piche piche chal rahe."
Absolutely.
You know, and I just love his guts. He's a very gutsy. I think an artist has to have guts.
Yeah.
Artist agar haan mein haan milane lag gaya, to fir wo art nahi hai.
Absolutely.
You know, so I like that about Manoj Bhai. He gives me strength. You know, he gives me. But then that's what I look at him. But I can't now look at the same thing and judge. Okay, because we all have something.
Yeah.
And I'm just very. I think I'm very greedy in that. I'm always looking at people, picking things from them, learning, and seeing the good. Because when you see the good and when you learn, you get better. You lighten up, and when you lighten up, the things and the places and your aura, energy, environment, that lighten up. And I think it's our duty, especially as actors, as artists, to enlighten ourselves and lighten the world and the space around us.
Right. Absolutely. Why do you have a map of the world behind you, Amit?
Ma'am, it says dream,
Uh-huh.
love, and life is good.
Okay.
And one of my biggest joys and passion in life is to travel.
And I believe climb mountains.
And climb mountains and rock climb. And it's my dream to climb Everest. I have so many dreams, ma'am.
Yeah.
But I have another 60, 70 years, so I know.
But why Mount Everest, Amit?
So I'm talking, so Arjun.
Yeah.
Arjun was the youngest, Arjun Vajpayee is the youngest mountaineer.
Yeah.
And he was supposed to do 10th year anniversary. I now, see, when I was younger, I wanted to climb Mount Everest for just to show the world that I can do something.
Right.
I don't have that anymore. There is a reason. Me and Arjun are talking about it. And it's a good reason. It is not a reason to show like, hey, you know what, we climbed the Everest. He's already climbed it once. And just for the conservation of Everest. And and there's something I'm very, very, I'm getting very tempted to tell you.
Tell me, go ahead. Give in. Temptation should always be given into.
Okay. So it's still in the planning stage. There are a couple of people who are handicapped.
Okay.
And they want to climb Everest.
Okay.
So I had said, there came a time where I said, you know what, I don't need to climb Everest.
Right.
But I still love climbing. So then I got a new meaning. So the day we climb Everest, we'll be climbing. I want to also I think it'll be a great opportunity for me to climb with a couple of people who I know, and I'm, figuring out how we can.
Do you mean Arunima?
No, she's already done, right?
He's done that, right?
Yeah. No, there are other people who desire. I know a couple of my friends who are also doing already sport,
Right.
But they want to climb Everest. So we're still figuring out. It's very expensive to climb Everest.
Yeah.
So we're still documenting. We're seeing if we can turn this into a series of hope, and so there's a lot of thoughts going on there. Yeah.
Wonderful, because I don't think your filmmakers are going to let you off so
they
soon.
do. They just. Can I give you an example?
Yeah.
I will tell you. So, ma'am, you're shooting for gold, and I'm very blessed. I mean, so I have a contract. I ride a lot of bikes. So my bike came in a truck, and my producer saw it, and I got this nice big heavy sports bike in London, and I got a call from a producer. They said, "You can't ride this."
Yeah.
No, I'm riding this. So luckily, Reema is, if you ask me, Reema is the strongest person.
Oh, yes. Do you know, can I tell you what Mr. Bachchan would call her? He would call her my Bodo commander. My Bodo terrorist.
I call her, like, if I have a photo of a gladiator, Russell Crowe here. If there's another poster that I want to put, I'll put Reema. Reema is the most courageous, honest, transparent person. I just adore Reema. And then I called Reema. I said, Reema, I'm calling as a friend. You are liking what I do, right? There's a reason. There's a reason of thrill and fun I need in life. I'm going to write. If you say no, I won't. But then it'll affect my performance. I was literally crying like a kid. He said, hey, calm down. You write. And then they made a group because I was on my break days riding from Leeds to Edinburgh like the whole Perth, Scotland, and all that. And I write fast. I write really fast.
Right.
And finally, ma'am, they made a group, and they said you have to tell me your about your whereabouts. And then I started like really messing with them. Okay, I'm in this service station. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm there. And then so fine, delete the group.
But again, I think Tiger Baby Friends is a fantastic group to work with. Again, very strong women. I see that you're attracting
Yes.
strong women. Good for you, Amit.
I am.
Yeah, wonderful. I just want to take a couple of questions that have come in. One is from Sumit Agarwal. I'd like to know how easy or difficult has it been for you to play a role where you hardly speak? How different is it from your real personality? And there's some comments which say you're an awesome actor, completely bowled over by your performance, easily the rising star of cinema. Lots of good words. Yeah.
I'm lost now.
So how different
Easy.
is it from your real personality? I think that's
It is. So that's my big thought. When I get anything, I always try to see how can I take Amit or the experience of Amit out of this character. And there's a little contradiction into it too, because eventually it's you, your life, your experiences, your energy, your understanding to life, and your emotional intellect, there's so many aspects of you that you make this character. But then, of course, you've got to take yourself out. That's one of the first things I do when I get a part. I see how will he walk, how will he talk. Generally we are very concerned about hair. We tried. My hairstylist Talib. I mean, a 22-year-old boy, 24 for 25 now, I think, and he's been with me since Sultan. And one day he comes to me and he says, what? Why don't we give Kabhi Sabha, like this car? We should do that car. And then Mayank, my director, and we didn't tell anyone because everybody wants a good-looking person.
Yeah.
But you'll get bored of it.
Yeah.
So in Kabhi Sabha in season 2, we tried giving him a scar. We like to make him look like like more damaged and more kind of that appearance. So so we do all that. Is it hard or is it not hard? That's not, because we love what we do. I love what I do.
Yeah.
And to the person who's asked this question, I can just say that I'm thrilled that you noticed.
Yeah.
That's my victory. That's my medal. Thank you.
Great. We have another question from Tushar Mehta. This has to be done. This has to be said. You've shone splendidly in Breathe Into the Shadows, as impressive as the stoic servant. And it's not just about how you've delivered your lines. Emoting the silences have been even more brilliant. Do you believe in being quiet in real life and let your work speak? Interesting question.
Very. I think that's how it should be. Don't you think so?
Absolutely.
I think less is more. And I think too much proclamation and going on the loudspeaker and talking, it's not my style. If you ask me, that was I bothered or little let down that my work was not being able to reach many people or as many people it is reaching now? Yes. Did I give up? No. Did I think I should work harder? Maybe become better, work on my craft. So I took it positively and I kind of kept working, and I will continue doing that. And right now, all these messages and these words are very overwhelming. But they are my juice. They will make me work more, be better. So next time when you'll see me, I hope you see me better.
Great. Really well said again. But, Amit, I just want to go back a little to where you were. That boy who was washing dishes in that home with 18 ACs, and you were apparently singing an English song, and the family couldn't understand. They couldn't reconcile this person with the work that you were doing. What did those years teach you? And what that whole idea of dignity of labor, which we actually don't have in our education system.
I will fight for it, ma'am.
Yeah,
I will fight for it. I will stand for it. That's my purpose in life.
Right. So talk a little about that, because we don't want to do things with our hands. We think that it's sort of beneath us.
Yes. So, ma'am, thank you so much for asking this. First of all, ma'am, between 16 and 18 and a half, if I write and when I write and when I reach that part of life, I will call it if there is a chapter, I will call it the coma stage.
Okay.
You know, I was in coma stage. I
Right.
didn't know. There were some angels. There used to be a college there. I want to mention that Indian Home Economics,
Okay.
and there were these girls, Shruti, Aradhna Sharma, and Priyanka, Sonia, Vandana. There's so many girls. They're all married and with babies and all over the world. These were
They
like little angels. They used to come and
still,
like
you still
look
remember
at me.
you still
I
remember their
remember.
names.
I
Amazing.
remember
Yeah.
everything, man. I don't forget.
Yeah.
I can't forget.
Yeah.
I'll be the most. I will be this most miserable human being if I forget what
Right.
people have done for me.
Right.
You know, and they all there. Few of them are in touch. Few of them are, Akriti I think got married, and I don't even know. Like I'm just like now hallucinating. But I remember when I was security guard, they would come and like stare at me, and later I found out they used to lecture at me. And then one day I went to them and I said, look, I also know English, so don't mock me. I don't go on my phatawa sweater or jute. I'm this and that. And they say, hey, we just come to look at you. So cute.
They're so
You know,
sweet and innocent, you know.
I don't know. But so a lot of that happened in that stage. Coming back to what you said, ma'am. So if you ask me my next purpose in life, yes, I want to be a better artist, better human being. I want to keep the environment around me, at least my people I work with, their lives. I want to service people. Okay, and that's a very, very heavy term. So I have to learn
Yeah.
how I can do that adequately. My problem in India right now, and I hope we learn, I think the knocker term,
Yeah.
the servant term
Hmm.
has to change. वो जिम्मेदारी का वक्त चला गया. I
Right.
still see a lot of educated people. I see a lot of well versed like people of such high power, opinion, and education still use that word. मेरा servant आया था, मेरा, and I just look at them. I said, like, do you even listen what you're saying?
Yeah.
Nobody is a servant.
Hmm.
So I have my boys. They're like my brothers. We sit them, and I have given them. I educate them, and I tell them nobody will make you feel like that.
Hmm.
And if somebody says that, I say no. I'm an engineer.
Hmm.
I'm a home engineer.
Yeah.
I
Absolutely.
keep I give them these terms, and they live with pride.
Right.
You have the right to live with pride. And I just think if I can be a catalyst or a small part in creating this thing in India about equality,
Yeah.
nobody is God
Right.
and nobody is servant.
Right.
Why do we have to be so extreme?
Right.
Why can't we just say we are humans and we
Yeah.
will respect? And yes, at this point, I think people of power need more introspection, because if they don't use their power, if their power doesn't leave a big magnitude residue of hope, of improvement in the society, and I will talk about India right now because we have a lot of things that we need to fix,
Yeah.
and just I'll be the happiest person the day in India every citizen stops saying knocker,
Yeah.
servant. मैंने दुनिया में कहीं नहीं सुना, मैंने कहीं नहीं सुना, मैंने अमेरिका में किसी को बोलते हुए नहीं सुना नौकर, servant.
Right.
And I just hope we want to be such a big nation. We want to do so many things, and we will. But our life will begin when we stop this thing first.
Right.
And
Do
like you said, we can do things on our own as well.
Yeah, absolutely. But do you see hope around you, Amit, in the industry right?
Yes,
Yeah, you do.
yes. I say, you
Think
know
there's
what?
more democracy?
Ma'am, I say become the hope.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you don't see the hope, you become the hope.
Right.
It's a fire.
Yeah.
Hope is so powerful.
Yeah.
It has the power to burn in a good way,
Right.
to light up it can light up the whole world.
Yeah.
I see the change.
Yeah.
Will I be happy if there's more change? More people standing up. Like if you ask me, I don't know. I'm really busy in promotions, and I think next 6 weeks are tough and challenging, and I need to be like at this. But there's something I want to open a setup called Helps Help.
Okay.
Something for people who are, because I come from them. So for me, like I want to work for security guards,
Right.
for the guards, for the bodyguards and security guards who manage our films.
Right.
I want to do something for them. And I just came with this term a week out, and I wrote that on my diary. I want to make a setup. I don't know what to call it right now. I don't know. I don't want to call it an NGO. So I'm just saying it's setup of called Helps Help.
Helps. Yeah. Nice one.
Like make a system for them. Like get funds. I want to contribute my funds and make something that See, now if you say raise their what do you call the basic fare, this that will take time,
Right.
and that should begin. Maybe it has begun.
Right.
What can we do now? So I want to create something. If we can create, and some people, learned people, educated people, who if this thought resonates, if they can reach out to me or I can reach out to them, create a setup where we can at least start balancing whatever the minimum wage is less.
Right.
One, give them medical security.
Yeah.
Because if my security guard downstairs falls sick,
Yeah.
and his bill comes 12,000, I'm not even talking about the COVID bills. I'm talking about pre-COVID problems.
Pre-COVID,
Okay?
yeah.
If he gives 12,000 or 17,000 bill, he's gone. So again, I mean, I'm sorry, I just went into this. This is not the best time, I don't know, but this is like this is one of the things I want to do. I want to get into this, and I'm sure God and the universe will show me the path.
Absolutely. It's been such a pleasure and privilege to talk to you, Amit. Not just, I think, for the quality of the work that you're doing, but also for the quality of your thinking and, the hope that you bring to so many people who possibly, watch this and are struggling, and they think, okay, great, this is the way forward. This is the path forward. Thank you so much, Amit, for talking to us. Pawan, Ruchin, over to you.
Thank you so
Again,
much, ma'am.
yeah,
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much,
ma'am.
lot
ma'am.
of gratitude. Yes,
Thank you, ma'am. I would love to sit with you one day and have coffee face to face.
great.
No camera.
Yeah, wonderful.
Amit,
We'll do that
Amit, I,
once COVID is over.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, thank
we
you
all
so
are
much.
we all are waiting for that to get over, to be honest.
Right.
But I must echo what Kaveree ma'am just mentioned about the fact that this was not just the quality of your speaking, but the way you have sort of harnessed your energy. I mean, this is fantastic. I mean, some of the experiences which you have shared with us today, I mean, I'm sure this will play a very, very important role for not just aspiring actors to be, but humans who are generally going through a low phase in life
Yeah.
because of the COVID situation right now. Thank you so much. This was one of the most insightful sessions we ever
Yeah,
had.
most inspiring as well.
Very, very interesting.
Thank you.
Ruchin, over to you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pawan. Thank you, Pawan,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Amit, I think it has been wonderful. I would like to thank Kaveree ma'am for a super set of questions. She has asked.
Credit goes to ma'am for being so wonderful and
Absolutely. And Amit,
yeah.
I must say, all the questions were answered with full modesty, modesty personified. So, and trust me, the kind of feedback we have seen on Facebook right now, we will be you will be thrilled to see the kind of feedback which has been shared by all the fans, who've been talking about your session and who've been talking about your series. We wish you all the very best for future. And with this, I'd like to thank all our viewers. We'll upload this video on YouTube, TIFFIN Talks channel. Please stay tuned. We'll be back with more videos like this. Thank you so much, Amit. Thank you, Kaveree ma'am. Thank you, Pawan.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Kaveree
you.
ma'am.
Bye.
Thank you, Pawan.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you to
Bye.
everyone.
All
God
the
bless.
best. Bye.